Hey guys, my name is Renee and welcome to my vlog channel. Today I'm going to guide you guys through my night routine. So my night routine starts at 8 p.m. and the very first thing I do is I take Holly out for her last chance to go to the bathroom and also hopefully get some of her energy out. Believe it or not, the very next thing I do is that I go into my room and close my blind. Yes, it gives me some trouble. And then I'll feed my animals, aka my children. First, I get Holly's maize bowl and fill it with half a cup of kibble. Make sure I spread it nice and even across the maize. I did not do such a good job at that. And then I, of course, never forget the probiotic. And look how excited she is. She is so happy to get food. Sometimes she eats the whole bowl within a few minutes, and sometimes it takes her like half an hour or so. Holly, sit. Good girl. Let's not forget to refresh the water. You see that little black dot floating around in that little bit of water? Yeah, I didn't want that. Also, check this out. What is that position? Why did I put it on the edge of that table? That gives me anxiety just as it is. Okay. I'm not sure if that gives you guys anxiety either, but it did for me. The next thing I do is the first step of conserving energy, which is turning off the light and closing the door. Now I don't know if closing the door actually do anything, but I do it anyways. And then I grab some hay from Miss Ava. It's kind of a tradition of mine and Holly to play around with the hay bag for a little bit. She seems to love it. She gets zoomies with it. Hello, little Ava. Time for your food. There we go. And let's not forget to close that door so Miss Ava doesn't fall out. And let's open up this door so we can give Miss Ava her delicious pellets. Well, once we put away the hay and play with Holly a little bit more. Of course, during Holly's zoomies, she messed up the carpet and I had to fix it, but then I put away the hay and grabbed the pellets. I put the pellets in a nice little mason jar with a latch on it to keep it fresh. And as you can see, Holly also likes playing with this one. This next part was so hard to do single-handedly. Let's close those doors and let Ava enjoy her dinner. Close the mason jar and return it to my room. And now it's my turn to take care of myself. I decided to change from my day clothes into my pajamas. Voila! Look at that outfit. Let's not forget the most important part of pajamas, the fluffy socks. I absolutely love fluffy socks. What's about to happen was an absolute disaster. I just wanted to let you know that while I was going to change, I heard nothing. So I turned the corner and discovered a mess. Huh? What happened? That doesn't usually happen. So of course I cleaned it up and everything was soaked in water. I don't know how much you guys could see of that, but back to our regularly scheduled program. But seriously, everything was soaked. It looked like she tried to swim in her water bowl. Now that we got our fluffy socks on, I realize that it is 9 o'clock. So, kicking my butt in gear, I went to the bathroom, started brushing my teeth, washing my face, and I actually decided to try on a new face mask. Will not be using that again. I didn't like how it was clear and gel. Mainly the clear part. I didn't like how I couldn't tell if I completely washed it off or not. While my mask was setting, I decided to text my boyfriend because he just got out of work, and I also decided to knit. I've been trying to knit a lot more, and I think I'm doing pretty well at it. Also, I was watching some YouTube videos, YouTube clips, if you will, of other shows like Hell's Kitchen and 1,000 Pound Sisters. Now I'll go ahead and speed this up for you. Finally, it was time to wash off this face mask. Over the time of me waiting for it to do whatever it was supposed to do, it actually kind of solidified a little bit, but not much. Keep in mind, the mask was still clear, and I still couldn't tell if I was getting it all off my face or not. And so I took a while washing my face. I'll go ahead and clip most of it out. After washing off my face mask, I discovered that it was nearly 10 o'clock and I thought it was about time to calculate my totals for the day. What I mean by that is I calculate my total calories, carbs, protein, and fat for the day, and see if it's in the right range for someone my age and my height. And then I just did more knitting, and I did more texting, and I looked at some social media. Finally, after 11 o'clock alarm, I started gathering everything to go to bed, including Holly's leash, her treats, and putting them by her crate. Keep in mind, this whole entire time I was talking to my mom, so please excuse that. I also grabbed my Crocs and put them by my bed. grabbed her harness and did the same. I also turned on her snuggle puppy and made sure that the heartbeat was indeed beating. Yeah, she does that quite often. I also put that into her crate so she can snuggle with it. I also grabbed my jacket because the next day was supposed to be really cold.
Hang on a minute, you'll get your treat in a minute. I just gotta clean up your...
I also grabbed my phone because I always have that next to me for my morning alarm. I also grabbed some water. You see how I knocked the warm water down and grabbed that one instead? That's because I heard that cold water actually wakes up your system, and it's good to have warm water to go to bed and to wake up to. And then I said my goodnight. Thank you so much for watching.